Got a cold start on the Goon. Hell yeah. What's going on, guys? It's been quite a while. Haven't really been posting much, obviously, but today we're going to be doing some fun stuff. As you can see, got a new car. Is a 3.6 4Motion B6 Passat wagon. Kind of a pile of garbage. And we're going to get it ready for Wookiees 2026. It's coming up in a couple weeks here. So the first big part of getting my Goon ready for Wookiees is pulling these old RCs out. Getting them cleaned up, getting some tires put on them, and then putting them on the wagon. Because we have some low on the way for the wagon. And I can't be going to Wookiees looking like a shum. So I put my super nice, totally super rare BBSs on there. Let's get these loaded up into the car. Got all the goods. Can't even see them. Got all the goods packed up, heading to the shop. Gotta love it. Actually, I don't know if you guys can hear it at all, but my passenger rear wheel bearing just got a lot louder than it normally was. I already have a new one ready for it, so I'm gonna go back and pick that up. Probably get that done today too before it blows up. Probably be a good idea. And here are the wheels in question that we're going to be putting on the Goon. So these are BBS RC 326s. And if I understand correctly, these only came on 1 year of the C5 A6 S line as a really expensive package that almost no one ever ordered. So these are just like the 336s that came on the Mark IV GLIs, but they're 5x112 and they're 17 inches instead of 18 inches. This one I've already started working on a little bit. This one is really beat up. So when I got these wheels originally, I got these for only $100. The lady just wanted them out of her attic. They were her son's. She didn't want them, so I got them for super cheap. I had these on a Black B5 I used to own. That's when I first went down the tail of the dragon with on these BBSs, and they're pretty beat and whatnot, but the caliper had seized up on that car enough so where one of the lug bolts on it had completely seized to the hub, and yeah, you can see the aftermath of that, and I had to beat the crap out of the face to help get the wheel off. I've already started working on this. Obviously there's a bunch of damage in it, but nothing's cracked, nothing's bent too bad. I've straightened a decent amount of it out. I'm gonna fill it with Bondo, yes, Bondo, and hopefully get that one straighter. As for the rest of these are gonna get stripped. Obviously you can see that all of these are absolutely disgusting. All these are gonna get stripped and most likely painted either just a back to factory silver, or I kind of want to do a gunmetal gray. I think it would go work with the blue pretty well. Anyways, the car in question that we are bringing to Wookiees this year is this 2007 3.6 4Motion Passat wagon. I just picked this up recently for $1,000. It ran like crap. It drove it all the way back from Janesville, Wisconsin. It was about a 4-hour drive. When I got it, had no exhaust on it, so I've already done this super sick exhaust mod. Honestly, I don't really care. It works for now. Exhausts are expensive. Has these way too big. Is that 235/50 18s on some ugly Audi wheels. I think these are off like a Q7 or something. Interior, when I got it, was pretty roached. Still not in the greatest shape ever, but it is cleaned up a lot. And obviously it does run and drive now. I did fix the big running issue. Ended up being really easy. The other big sad part about this is some Smurf got excited in here. Well, you know. Radio, need to find a screen for it, but the radio does work. Besides that, I do have the navigation CDs for it too. Headliner, doing the typical Volkswagen. Got bro in the back seat, and we pop under the hood. There indeed is the 3.6 liter VR6. So when I got it, it was running like absolute crap. It couldn't go over quarter throttle without it cutting out and falling on its face. There's a connector down here, not this guy. I actually need to fix this one still. The wires are a little bit frayed, but it's not bad. There was a lower connector for the high pressure fuel pump. One of the pins broke on it, so it wouldn't actually make contact properly and wouldn't stay in the connector shell, on top of the connector shell itself being broken, so it wouldn't actually latch to the connector. I repinned it, put a new connector shell on it, and it works great now. This thing actually runs and drives pretty good. I do need to do the PCV valve on it. I'm waiting for injector seals to come up for it so I can do that, as I didn't realize on 3.6s the lower manifold, or the lower part of the fuel rail is part of the intake manifold. So that is on its way. I already have the PCV valve and the valve cover gasket and all that crap. Slapped some plugs in it because 167K, and it still had original plugs in it. And then when we do that, we're also going to do this upper timing cover, just reseal it, because it is leaking a little bit. Timing's pretty decent on it. It's not way too out of whack. It's got this big ugly chrome grill on it that I haven't replaced yet, because I haven't found one that I have actually seen in good shape. And yeah. Anyways, enough blabbing, let's get started on these wheels. Got this wheel all bondoed up. I have no idea what I'm doing with bondo, so I guess we'll see what happens. I kind of layered it thick around all the spots that kind of needed it. So I guess we'll see what happens. I'll go through later and sand it all flat and whatnot. But in the meantime, I'm going to probably start with this guy and start getting all this crappy iron off of it because it looks terrible. Got some good progress going on this guy. As you can see, yeah, I drove that down the tail of the Dragon like that. Things I did as a kid. And anyways, I got pretty much all of the iron that I could easily spot off the barrel of the wheel. It looks like crap because of it, but they're getting painted anyway, so I don't really care. On this side, there might be still a flake or two here and there, but personally, I do think it's a lot better than it was. Now, obviously, I'm gonna have to go and sand all this down, make it look nice and pretty before I even begin to paint it. But I'm noticing, the more I'm digging into these wheels, is that they do have a little bit of curb on them in some spots. So I might go through all the rest of the wheels, figure out if the rest of the wheels have big curb ratchets on them like that, and take some Bondo to those and fill them out, sand them back flat. This wheel, I honestly forgot how bad this wheel was with this iron buildup, because there's multiple spots on the wheel where the carbon buildup was a millimeter thick or more. Now, this one does look better. As you can see, there is still a bunch of junk on it. So, and the lower wheel looks pretty much the same. So yeah, this wheel is curing good. still a little pudgy, a little sticky. So I'm probably gonna wait until tomorrow before I even bother testing this one. So yeah, I'm gonna throw this wheel aside for now and get started on this next guy. Another update for you guys. That's starting to end hard pretty decent now. I could probably wait some longer on that. Got this wheel cleaned up. It's not 1,000,000% perfect, obviously, but it is a lot better than it was. And barrel as well. Barrel is pretty decent. Got it all washed up. Obviously, got that next one, the one that we did prior. That one's still going to be dirty because I'm using it as a stand right now. This one, there's a couple bits here and there on it. Overall, this one's actually pretty clean. It's really just the barrel on this one that needs attention. So I'll go through my normal steps that I have been doing, pretty much what I actually have been doing. I was using this stuff, and this stuff I usually love a lot, but for the really big iron deposits, it wasn't really working that great, so I was combining it, this stuff, with this citrus clean stuff, and that seemed to work really well. Otherwise, for the most part, just been shoving this out on it. That's been working pretty decent just to clean up some of the big stuff, and then going through it through the Scotch-Brite. Or if there's little fine stuff, I'll use the plastic end, which you can see I've worn it down pretty decent. Use this plastic end of my brush, which is also worn down pretty good, to get all the like heavy deposit, like tiny chunks off. And then barrel, and when I'm done with that, I pressure wash them and they're good to go. After all of these are done, I'm going to start, I have a little Scotch-Brite attachment thing here that I'm going to use. I tried it a little bit on this wheel. It kind of takes a lot to get the paint off of it. So I guess we'll see how this goes. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking of getting just a paint stripper to strip all the paint off these. I think that would go the easiest. But we'll work on it and figure that out when we get there. Picked up the goods. Got me some good old paint stripper. Heading back to the shop. Gonna spray that stuff on, see how well it takes paint off. And paint was kind of coming off just by pressure washing, so I guess we'll see. Another new day. I actually went and decided to go get me some acetone for these wheels. I'll give you a quick look. So this is just from buying a little can of paint stripper, letting them sit for about half an hour, and then pressure washing them off. And this one actually has primer on it. One of them just straight up doesn't have any primer underneath the black, so that's cool. But I'm not really happy with how these turned out, just with stripping the paint off of them. So I went and bought a thing of acetone, and that's what I'm gonna go do. All the wheels gathered up here. You can see the other two. Still got a lot of work to do with stripping the paint. Quick update on this guy. Actually pretty nice and solid. So I'm gonna start, chunk that was just hanging there. I'm actually gonna start doing the stripping the paint first on those ones before I start working on this one. I at least want to get 3 out of 4 of them done. I'm gonna get tires put on them before I start doing with this crap. So I'm gonna get to it. So I think this is probably the best I'm gonna be able to get it with the tools that I have and the kind of short time frame that I have. Not perfect, but quick wash, quick little scuff up, and I think this would be good enough to paint. Obviously I'm gonna prime it and paint it. I don't know if I showed you guys the colors yet. I do not have them. Let me go get them. This is what I'm thinking for this wheel. Now, I understand that this also, camera doesn't really pick it up as nicely as it does in person, but I think kind of the monotone grayish would go great with the kind of monotone blue that's on the car. So I gotta let these cans warm up a little bit. They are a little bit cold, but I'm gonna wash this, get it scuffed, and then start priming it and start painting it. And obviously in the meantime, this primer that I got, I guess we'll see if it works good or not. And then got some clear and got another can of this. Probably need to go get more later on, but that's fine. Yeah, I guess let's see what happens. I've never painted wheels before, so we'll see what goes. First layer of primer laid down. This is a light layer. Not perfect at all. I'm gonna do probably 2 or 3 layers. And yeah. Well, after 2 or 3 layers, let it dry for a little bit and hit it with some paint. One issue I've always had with painting stuff is that I tend to go way too heavy and get some runs in. But so far, she looks pretty solid. So I'm happy. And we'll see how this turns out. Got the first coat of paint laid down on it. It's starting to get a little heavy, so I decided to stop. I still need to do kind of these pockets of the wheel. I'm gonna have the other side kind of filled in though. I need to do the main pockets of the wheel, but dang. Camera doesn't do it justice, but this is a very nice color. So gonna let that dry for a couple minutes. Come back, lay down a second coat, and see how it goes. I have this first wheel decently well painted up. There's still some stuff to do. Still got to do the barrel, and I want to do another coat and then clear coat it. But I'm running out of time, so there it is right next to the car. I think it looks pretty good. I will see you guys in the next video where we will do the rest of them. Alrighty, been working on these a little bit. Just got this second one painted up. Looks nice and pretty. Gotta let it dry a little bit. I'm not really happy with the clear that's going on these, but you know what? They still look pretty good. I like the color a lot. I think they'll look good with the wagon. And also got the barrels all cleaned up and painted up on both of them. You can see here in this one. Yeah, it looks nice. That looks nice too. Good thing it's getting replaced. Yeah, I've got these 2 cleaned up, and then I will be starting on the next 2.